It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. Now physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
That's Michael Jordan's take on load management, and he's totally right. The idea that NBA stars need rest days during the season is ridiculous, and it's only right that we dissect the GOAT of basketball's take on it. This is a guy who once played through food poisoning, the flu, and even a twisted ankle just to make sure fans got their money's worth.
The fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
Today, though, players earn more, train smarter, have great medical teams and equipment, yet somehow they sit out more. But wait a minute, where did the load management idea come from? And was MJ ever a party to it during his time as a team owner? Before we get to answering all that, let's first understand why MJ believes skipping games was never an option, no matter what.
I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove.
We'll soon get to what MJ played through as a rookie, but first, that line captures everything about Michael Jordan's DNA. For him, every single night was a test, not just of skill, but of heart. He played to earn the fans' respect, to silence the hecklers.
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. He's calling me all kinds of names. I definitely want to shut him up.
Right.
And to honor the people who spent their hard-earned cash to see him perform. And for this, Jordan put everything on the line from the start.
But you fought through.
Started my career.
Okay.
I twist my ankle. And I had a teammate. He says, "You twist your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. This is you need to." I said, "No, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit."
So MJ just taped it up and went right back in. This is part of the mentality that made him who he is today. Unfortunately, it's something that many of today's superstars earning millions never had. Even the flu game, or what we now call the food poisoning game, was proof that Jordan didn't believe in excuses.
Everybody said the flu
Finals.
game. It's game 5, which is a very pivotal game. I was going to find a way to get out there, even if I was a decoy. Well, once I got out there, you never know how, pushing yourself, you never know what happens, right?
And this wasn't just talk either.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games.
That's every game, on one leg. How is that possible? But more importantly, why can't all these players with more money, better medical training, and equipment play 82 games on 2 feet? But it gets worse, or maybe better, because MJ didn't just hate load management, he thought the entire culture behind it was soft. But somehow, today, many people seem to be blaming the wrong person for starting it. Before we blame today's stars for all of the rest days, we need to talk more about the man who started it, Coach Greg Popovich. Now, Pop's a genius. His Spurs dynasty changed basketball forever. But it also gave us something that's killing the NBA experience. See, Pop started resting his big three, Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, long before load management was even a phrase. He wanted them fresh for the playoffs, and it worked. But that one decision opened a door that's never been closed.
Of the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management. It's hurting the game.
Magic said what a lot of fans feel. You buy a ticket to see your favorite player only to find out he's resting. Even the old school legends are as enraged, if not more enraged, than what we, the fans, are about it.
This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine that you may need a rest day after you're playing basketball.
Exactly. For players like Mikhail, who played through broken bones and real pain, this new wave feels like a luxury, not a necessity. But here's the twist. Popovich didn't create load management because players were soft. He did it because players were breaking down. And it worked so well, everyone copied it, including the stars MJ would have hated resting the most. But before we get to them, let's address the elephant in the room, because Michael Jordan's own team has been guilty of the very thing he's speaking against. Yeah, the Hornets. And Gilbert Arenas had a lot to say about that. But as you'll soon see, he might have missed a very important detail. When Michael Jordan said it shouldn't be needed first and foremost, he wasn't just taking a jab at players, he was challenging an entire generation. But that challenge came full circle when his own team, the Charlotte Hornets, was accused of load management.
The question should have been, have you ever load managed as an owner?
That
You
would
have LaMelo Ball that got hurt, and if you look at his numbers, he was load managed. Did he do that himself, or was that you making sure your asset was healthy?
Lots of people bought into that statement because on the surface, Gilbert Arenas had him cornered. How can the same man who played through food poisoning and twisted ankles now be the one benching his own players? But here's the thing. Gilbert's missing something big here. First off, MJ wasn't the coach. And second of all, he made it clear to the team and the public that the Hornets players were paid to play 82 games. So, accusing him of hypocrisy is just unfounded because we don't really know whose decision it was to load manage LaMelo Ball. But then, while it's easy to call Jordan a hypocrite, it's harder to admit what he's actually saying. Load management shouldn't be needed. Not that it doesn't make sense, not that it doesn't work, but that it shouldn't have to exist in the first place. It's his way of saying the fire, the drive, that prove-it mentality is gone. Players are richer, more protected, more comfortable, and yet somehow more fragile than ever.
You play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours?
MJ wasn't talking about physical training. He was talking about focus. He's saying if you're resting that much, what's filling your hunger? What's driving you when the cameras are off? Now, that's a hard question that gets more complicated because we're bringing in someone who is basically anti-load management, but he's not your MJ type player. He's a guy who plays almost every game, piles up triple doubles, and MVPs. When it comes to load management, MJ would have to point to Nikola Jokic and say, that's how it's supposed to be done. He's literally the engine of the Denver Nuggets, the MVP who shows up every night, does his job, and keeps moving. And it's not a coincidence that he embodies the exact mentality Jordan preached decades ago.
Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnsons, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley's, we earned what we got. When the corporate America came to us, we had a game that could validate their admiration and
sponsorship and all that, yeah.
Now they get that before they play one game.
That's what separates Jokic from so many of today's superstars. He wasn't handed fame or hype. He earned it, brick by brick, game by game, triple-double by triple-double. He didn't walk into the league with massive shoe deals or social media attention. He forced the world to notice. This was the energy with which Jordan came into this league, especially when he struggled to win his first title with the Bulls.
I want our rhythm as a team to always be there. It can disrupt that synergy that's happening.
And as the engine that wants to maintain the rhythm, he had to give more than 100%.
No, because when I play hard all the time. There's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% all the time.
Although slower, this is how Jokic entered the league. drafted 41st overall during a Taco Bell commercial, he now symbolizes everything Jordan believes in: consistency, humility, and accountability. But here's where LeBron James dropped the ball on his legacy while ironically aiming for another legacy. While load management was becoming a thing, he joined in so he could stay fresh for the playoffs. So, when other players saw the face of the league doing it, it became a widespread thing. So, while LeBron did not create it, he helped promote it, and while it's bad for the game, it's good for him. Now, he gets to have a longer career than anyone and play with his son. However, this is just a symptom. Michael Jordan diagnosed the root cause of load management when he said this.
Yeah.
So in essence, you're paying the kid off of potential
Yeah.
that he may be great.
You don't think that's good?
No, because I think it sets bad work ethic. When you get something so easily, you're not going to work as hard.
But now that the LeBron era is drawing to a close, it's time to start afresh, especially seeing how the NBA's ratings are low. And maybe that's partly why they brought Michael Jordan back, to show the next face of the league what it takes to be great, even in a league of load management. Having Michael Jordan validate the work ethic from superstars like Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Antman, and the others, maybe we might be witnessing the end of load management. Plus, it might help the league's ratings too. But do you think load management has anything to do with the NBA's ratings? And do you think MJ is right, or maybe hypocritical? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to know what teammates think of a player who is basically anti-load management, watch NBA players describe what it's like being teammates with Nikola Jokic next.